No, Tiami, when it comes to me, I speak truth to power. And I keep telling my people that Julius Malema will never become the president of this country. Until then, until he sells his soul to the Western powers, to the wide monopoly capitalist systems. For you to become a president in this country, you need to be puppet of the wide monopoly capitalist systems. You must sell your own people. That's the reason why the man will never be the president of this country. Because he doesn't want it. Have forced over president so that he can sell his own people. He doesn't want to do that. And that's what angers the most white people, the system. That is just the only problem that is delaying Julius Malema's progress with regards to descending into the union buildings. And he does. I believe the man doesn't even care to want to become the president of the country. And people are worried that, hey, this man one day will become a president. That's why you see all of them coming out of their closet. They are making sure, hey, this man mustn't. He will never. The capitalist system doesn't want such people to become presidents of the country. Unless we go as far as a revolutionary. Coup d'etat or our freedom doesn't allow, will never allow Julius Malema to become president. Democracy in this country will never allow Julius Malema to become president. I mean, the system we use, IEC, Independent Electoral Commission, that thing is captured. It's run and owned by the capitalist system, by the whites, by the ANC. That's why why ANC is always number one, why DA is always number two, with white minority, with two white owned, let me say, white owned DA and your FF plus. They share votes. They share votes, but DA is always number two. I mean, how many black South Africans who happen to go and cast their vote in this country? But DA will always remain number two. And ANC, this is how they plan this thing. It's systematic. They don't want ANC to lose power. They don't want DA to take over. They don't have to take over anyway. White people, they are in charge. Since 1994, they've always been in charge. They call the shots, they dictate, they drive the ANC. But they know we are fools as the Black nation. I mean, in this day and age, do you guys even still believe that there's people who vote for ANC? In this day and age, even West Limpopo and Eastern Cape, check how these things move. Check how they manipulate the system. Limpopo is guaranteed ANC. Eastern Cape is always guaranteed ANC. Because we don't question these things. Because we don't question these things. It's systematic, this thing. The Americans run, the Western powers run this country when it comes to elections. That's why they even come here and park outside the headquarters where the votes are counted. You find FBI there, you find CIA, what they call it, CIA. Yeah, they bring their systems, they wait there, they crash the system. That's why you saw what happened last year, guys. Guys, why can't you ask yourself why white people cry so much and complain so much and worry so much and feel threatened about Julius Malema and the EFF? Because they know, white people know everything. They know what they're doing. They know they're cooking this thing. They know EFF has won elections long ago. Yeah, my message is not for the small thinkers. My message is not for the small thinkers, for the weak, for the faint-hearted. My message. If you know, you know. White people will never ever howl about you, brah, and if you are nothing to them. They will never. That's why they created MKP Hostel Stockfell last year. They manipulated all the systems. Even Nambuga of them all was confused himself. They gave him votes and then he still complained and said, I won elections. They rigged elections because he knows. He was once a statesman. President Zuma, he was once a statesman. That's why he complained last year. Because he knows what these people are doing. So as for Julius Malema, the man, I don't think he still even cares about this thing. He just wants to liberate a mindset of a black child. That is what is important. We don't even care. Some EFF voters, those that are critical thinkers in the EFF, we don't even care about EFF becoming into power and taking over the systems of this country. Because we know it will never happen. Until the man and his leaders, those that lead with him, those that draft the policies in the EFF, say, hey, my man, you know what? Let's sell out. Until then, it will never happen. That's why the weak happen to go and leave the organization. They fall out because they are hungry for power. They seek validations from a white man, Abu Floyd, Abu KT. That's what they wanted. Power. Ministerial positions to work for the system. Julius Malema doesn't want to work for the system. He wants to work for his own people, the country, the love for him for this country. Otherwise, let me leave it here. I got disturbed.